how to get your ex back when it was you who dumped him. Getting an ex back is difficult if you were dumped. Think how you would be feeling if you had done the dumping? That is the position that Susan put herself in, and she was determined to get her ex back. Susan thought she had a best girlfriend called Marie. Marie was envious of Susan and Jimmy, and she told Marie that her boyfriend Jimmy had been sleeping with another person. Without confirming the story or even talking to Jimmy about it, Susan confronted Jimmy and said she knew he had been sleeping with another woman. Poor Jimmy was completely taken aback. He knew nothing of a rumor that concerned him. In fact, Jimmy defended himself rather badly, and Susan dropped him there and then. Just a few days later, Susan discovered that Marie had lied to her just for the fun of it. Thus Susan found herself in a quandary. Getting her ex back was primordial to her, but how could she do this without losing face? The very thought of this terrified her. Susan rang Jimmy to explain what had happened. But Jimmy had decided he would not have her back. He had been very hurt because Susan had not trusted him and had not even discussed things with him. Susan now had her work cut out to get her ex back, particularly as she had dumped Jimmy so unceremoniously. The first thing that Susan decided to do was to write a long letter and apologies to Jimmy. She said what had happened between them was all her fault and that she would never let it happen again. She talked about their long life they had had together and the good times that they had had. She said that she didn't want to sacrifice all this because of her rashness. She said the reason she reacted like this was she adored him and could not accept that he was frequenting another woman. To think of him never returning hurt her considerably. The thought of losing him forever was very painful for her. Susan dispatched the letter Jimmy and decided not to bother him or have any contact with him at all for some time. She wanted to give Jimmy the space he needed to recover from what she had done. When she next met Jimmy, she was very kind to him. She casually reminded him of all the pleasant times that they had had together. She didn't start apologizing again as she considered she had already done so both verbally and in writing. One day, Susan bought 2 tickets to a rock band that she knew Jimmy liked hearing and which was in town for one single concert. She suggested that Jimmy come with her as his friend. In this way, she let him see that she would like him back but was leaving him the time to make his own decision. Getting an ex back after you have misbehaved yourself and dumped him can become very complicated. Not only do you have to apologize because you behaved foolishly, but you almost have to start from zero with rebuilding the relationship. In the period when you come back together, reinstating trust becomes the most important component. Your relationship should grow from such an experience. This is how to get your ex back when it was you who dumped him. Joe Bisley. For further information, click here http://milov-breakup-makeup.com.